with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with dad out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just the mom and cubs. They know that with dad out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.
What's up, everybody? This is this damn microphone. What's up, everybody? It's the CPS Punisher. This is some night. Um, I am here right behind this curtain. Let's find out where I am. There I am. I want to wish a special birthday tonight to my brother. He's an old man now. My brother is a pretty cool dude. He is actually the flight surgeon for the State of Maine Army National Guard. He runs the emergency room at Togus Hospital, and he's 6 years older than me. So I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday. I haven't talked to him today, but I just wanted to make sure that that got out there for him, that it was a happy birthday to him. That being said, I know you all saw the show last night, and to no avail. Herbert Epiphany here. I don't know where he went to.
This goes to her. This goes to Cumberland County.
Herbert had an epiphany that he was trying to share with us, and I don't know where he went to. Minnie, where'd Herbert go?
I have no clue, brother.
So Herbert was just screaming out an epiphany on us, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Herbert's having an epiphany, and then he disappears in the epiphany.
I got the best idea ever, and now I'm not here to tell you about it.
Because I epiphanied myself.
I think Danielle's going to come join us too.
All right.
Who's coming in?
Danielle's going to come join us.
Oh, nice. Very good. That's nice. That'll be a good night.
But I actually have an update for all of you.
Oh,
and
good.
I'm going to put this out there because, frankly, I really don't give two flying shits.
Well, be careful.
So I hear from my clergy today and my notary of the public that I have that's in the family I know and I've known since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. She came over to notarize my paperwork today for me. And she pulled me aside and she said, Vin, I just want you to know that the state cop was by and she was questioning me. And she questioned me without a warrant and without a court order. Asking me when you had your papers signed by me, how you had them signed by me. And I'm going to put it out there just like this. This is how corrupt Maine really is, because a Thomaston police chief was convicted of molesting a 14-year-old. They reinstated him back into the police department.
Jesus almighty.
Now that is corruption at its finest.
Of course. The guy that came here with DHS, he was in fact an armed robber. He actually strong-armed money from a person. The guy, when he brought DHS here, he did exactly what they accused me of, but he did it for real. He took a person hostage, held them hostage under gunpoint, and they took the police cars saying that this was true for the police and everything. That guy got to be a cop the whole time. All for a $900 ripped off limo ride or something like that. But the fact is, I'm like, look I'm not a criminal. You guys are here in my house trying to take my kid, saying I'm a criminal, and this motherfucker is a criminal.
And I want to put this out there to all you guys that really don't know the full spectrum of the story, because I cannot share the other side of the story, but I can share this side. So my oldest is 14. He is supposed to be staying with a friend of the family, which was my wife's best friend. They worked together. They talked everything. Okay. Karen, and I'm going to name her because I know her in person. Karen has sided with CPS. She has stopped conversations with us. She is believing every word that they have to say. They have turned my daughter Trinity against us. She now wants to be him, they, she, whatever, and refers to herself as Hope. They have brainwashed this child into believing that me and her mother want nothing to do with her, and that is not the case.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. And
we have been
if you try to tell them any different, they yell at you, they stop your visits, they say, don't you do that, they cut you off. If they hear you tell that kid any sort of truth about what's going on, they shut it right down. If you're on a phone call, they'll take the phone call away. It's terrible, man.
And I'm hoping someday my daughter will actually find this show, because she does go on YouTube a lot. And I'm hoping she will come across this show and she will listen to this show and realize, wow, mom and dad have been trying to get in contact with me this whole entire time.
Yeah.
But we have been blocked by CPS, kiddo. I hate to tell you, but they have said that you want nothing to do with us and you do not want to talk to us.
Yeah. That's what they do,
This
man.
is all staged by CPS because they've been talking to this child alone without the resource parents present.
Now that doesn't seem right for an organization that's supposed to be promoting
Transparent.
reunification, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be very transparent. Transparent, my ass. And that's where I'm going to
They're
call
supposed to be
Herbert
promoting
out on.
reunification.
Right. And that's where I'm going to call Herbert out on the bullshit going on. Because Herbert, that caseworker, she may be true in some way, but they are trained to lie, my friend. They will bullshit you until they can't bullshit you no more, and that you've woken up to their bullshit.
Did you finally wake up to the bullshit, Benny?
I've been waking up to this bullshit from the beginning, and people don't realize I have every single email from the time this started with these workers to their supervisors to the director of CPS. I have all of that saved in my phone, documented. And this will come out in a lawsuit. And when it does, I am coming for every single one of them. The state cop, the foster parents up north. I am coming for her family. I am coming for the aunt. I am coming for the uncle. I am coming for the judge. I am coming for the DA, the ADA. I am going after everyone down the line.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Because I will not sit by why my constitutional rights have been violated this whole time when I inserted it to every damn email that I sent.
Yeah. And they're making your kid not like you.
Because they knew I caught on to their bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's
Pretty
what a
simple.
lot of you parents don't understand, is you don't understand your rights to the Constitution. You have a right not only to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution in your states, and you have your right to God.
Yes, sir.
They have majorly infringed on every parent's right all the way down the line.
That's why I push the void ab initio, man, because there's just too much. There's too much that they've ruined on us. There's no way that a judge in a sound mind could keep anybody's cases and look at them and not say that they've colluded to come up with decisions, that they've lied, that they've manipulated, that they've stolen, that they've kidnapped, that there's all of these things that these people have done.
And now they say with the order for Lynn's hearing on Thursday, they are ceasing reunification like they did on me with her.
For what now?
Because she has not contacted them or wanted a family team meeting or signed their new contract.
That's because she doesn't have to. It's a voluntary service.
That's right. So her attorney told her that they are filing for judicial review, expedited. So not only is Richard doing it, Lynn's attorney is going to do it, and they're filing to get visitations with Trinity as well.
Yeah, they're supposed to do a judicial review every 6 months, brother.
Well, they're filing it early because mine's supposed to be in January.
I think you're supposed to have more. You haven't even had one yet, have you?
I had the Jeopardy hearing. That was the first hearing. And
Right. 6 months after that.
Yep, they waived Jeopardy because of my criminal case, so it doesn't affect that bullshit. But this state cop, you guys, in Maine state trooper out of Oxford, okay? She was at the initial family team meeting where everyone was involved after CPS had told myself and my wife in a text and email that they would not be present in the building. And I have it.
Say that again?
The state cop was present at a family team meeting
Yeah.
with every person in the family, including my mom. She was present. They had an open family team meeting, and CPS had a state trooper out of Oxford County in their Augusta office. After they said there would be no officers present at this meeting.
Wow. You have that all in writing?
I have it right here in this phone, and I'm going to be sending it right to my attorney on Monday and showing him.
Damn.
Lynn has it too. We both have it.
Why are you going to wait till Monday, baby? Get it out there.
He's got a lot to go through. I mean, this Facebook stuff that they got on me, the Facebook stuff they got on my metadata, is all like, it's showing mountains and, you know, posts on my wall, and like they went after my whole post all the way down my wall.
For what?
Because they're fishing for information to arrest me again, is what they're doing. They want something that they can arrest me on that will stick, because this case is really full of nothing but bullshit.
That's why I said I was going to take you on, Vinny, because I knew that this was full of shit. I believed in you, and I knew that you weren't lying. And I knew that you deserved a chance to get out here and talk your stuff and get it out there. I knew that you didn't do those things that they said.
Even my wife, even my wife's attorney agreed. If my wife would have known about any of this going on, she would have left my ass a long time ago, and that's the fucking truth.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Benny, it sounds like you got a lot going on since the last time we talked, buddy.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy what they keep doing. A lot of I know the numbers here in Georgia have gone up with them removing kids and taking kids and not even giving the families a chance. And it's like they're retaliating or something.
Of course they are, because they know what's coming down the pipeline.
That's true. That is so true.
They know because we all went red and we voted Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Their damn Democrats are no longer in office.
Right. And they need to go down. Like it's crazy. I mean, like the caseworker that was on my case, the other one, the first one, she's no longer on it, but yet now this new one is already not doing a good job. I mean, she was supposed to contact my aunt last week, and guess what? Nothing. And it's crazy. Like these caseworkers are ridiculous. I mean, I don't see how and they're not even, most of them are not even licensed to do this. So I'm ready to hit my judge, like with them. Yeah, that's what I'm fixing to do. Huh?
Hi, Herb here.
Hey, Herbert.
One of the things, though, I learned from that caseworker I was talking to, Deb, a lot of caseworkers have in excess of 30 cases a month. I was blown away.
But they were supposed to fix that. Like lower their caseload from overwhelming them.
Yeah, they haven't. She's got a low number, 30. She says to me that there's as much as 45, some people have 45 to 50 caseloads.
Well, maybe if they would if they would follow by the proper policies and procedures, and maybe they wouldn't have all the problems they do, like the issues with these families and complaints and all that. You know, maybe if they would do the right thing, trying to reunify the families, keep them together, not try to tear them apart. That's not supposed to be about dividing them. It's supposed to be reuniting them, not dividing them. They're supposed to build these families back up to where they're whatever area that they're struggling with to provide for their family. They're supposed to take those funds and use those to help strengthen those families to where they're not.
I agree. And here's the problem. Problem is some do, some don't. That's the problem. Yep. Some do and some don't.
But it's the ones that don't that are making the whole, you know, there's bad apples in there, but it's affecting all of them, you know? So
it seems like there's more bad apples in there than there are good apples.
Well, the ones that are good should start calling them out when they see it, and that's where they're failing because right. And I can tell you in my case alone, I've had people, they've actually quit working with the department because of the fake stuff, and they got themselves removed from my case because they seen it and they called them out on it, and that's what brought a lot of attention to my stuff.
Well,
I mean, it's crazy.
If you guys ever watch the chat, Tammy says, she's been out of it for so many years. Tammy was a caseworker.
And the thing is though, you have these, like here in Georgia, these caseworkers.
Am I correct, Tammy? What you were saying earlier?
Like with my stuff, they didn't even offer me services or anything, but yet they didn't remove my son from my care. It wasn't even me to begin with, but yet that they tried to backtrack something that wasn't even true because they didn't offer me no services or anything. I did parenting class on my own, and it wasn't even for my son. It was for my daughter for child support. And like, so they try to pack everything on you and they can't make you do anything. It's all voluntary, but they try to make it turn it around on you and say that, because like they try to say I have unannounced home visits. I'm not on probation with them. That is civil. My probation's criminal. I'm not being charged. No. And I told that lady, right now.
You guys ready to hear this? I pulled it up. It's right here. It's right here in front of me. Okay. I have the text that they sent out to both of us right in front of me. And this is from the original caseworker, Leanne Keenan. The purpose of the meeting is just what I have said over the phone. It is to discuss all the concerns we have, to get information from you and support, and to make a plan going forward.
Is that a family team meeting?
Yes, it is. Yep. It says, make a plan going forward. It is not something law enforcement attends. It's just for the department. If he has questions regarding the criminal investigation, he can reach out to the state police.
Now, what you need to do is take a FOIA and find out when they stopped drafting Title IV funding. Because as of now, if they relinquish your reunification rights, they are committing fraud.
Right. That is so. I mean, they're trying, and it's like now they're trying to cover up their tracks of where they messed up. You get what I'm saying? Now that it's red, it's going like Trump's in office. Like they know Trump's going. Yeah.
They know because I post on my wall about corruption every single fucking day of the week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, I'm. They know
stuff that they didn't think I would find about these state cops, these DAs, these ADAs, these guardian ad litems. I'm calling them all out right to the public. Even on the news channels under stuff where they're talking about Trump is doing this. Well, then I go up underneath it and I type in what I'm going to say and I post it to the WGME 13 news channel because I want people to realize what is actually going on in this state.
And I was talking to some moms the other day, and in Maine, it's bad up there. And Massachusetts is another one, and North Carolina. With North Carolina, it's bad in North Carolina. They're taking kids every day. I mean, it's. I just had a mom reach out to me today that they came and got her 4 kids, and she had it's a temporary shelter place, but at least it's a place that these kids can have, and it's crazy. So
why did they take the kids?
Because they gave them 10 days to get shelter for the kids because they lost everything. Their house is now in shambles, and they got family that's still out there missing that's underneath like probably 30 foot of mud. Like the families have lost everything, and FEMA and Red Cross.
The situation. Are you talking about like North Carolina?
Yes. It's in Bat Cave in Burnsville, North Carolina. Yes.
Okay. Now I understand. And so the parent, the mother, and the kids were in the shelter, and CPS came and took the kids.
Yes, some of them, some places they gave them 10 days, and then but still, instead of like putting more strain on these families and stressing them out, and then taking what is, I mean, I can only imagine what they're going through after losing everything. I mean, they still have to they trying to find their loved ones. Now they're going to lose their kids. Like, what? Just because of a natural disaster? Like, hello. Why ain't DFCS or CPS trying to help them get in a shelter or get shelter built or providing them with a safe haven, a home, something?
And so let me see if I understand something. That one person you're talking about that had kids taken.
There's more families.
Let's talk about the one you're talking about. Okay. So they came and took the kids away. If she was able to move to New Mexico into a nice apartment, she would get her kids back. Am I correct?
If she, well, I mean, yeah, more than likely, I'm pretty sure she would.
Okay. So she's not really in that same category as some of the cases I listen to.
Well, any of them over there are. Any of them are that don't have.
No, what I'm trying to say is her situation is such that if she can secure a residence, an apartment, or something, then she'll get her kids right back immediately.
Well, it's right. The thing is there's a lot of these families that they have land out there, and it's either they have to move out of state and get and find another place out of state, and they could lose their land. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm
just trying to establish that the system is not going to consistently keep the kids like they're doing to Darren and Vinny. You see what I'm saying?
Say that again. Say that again.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is there's so many different cases, and like Darren and Vinny, it's not easy for them to get the kids back. They got to fight to get them back.
Look, my son's an adult, and it's hard. I mean, my son still ain't even home yet, and it's hard. And he's an adult.
That's right. Okay. And you have a hard time getting your kids back.
And he's 4 states away.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about with the flood situation. She couldn't secure good housing within 10 days. But after, say, I don't know, another month from now, she's able to get taken into an apartment, a house, someplace in New Mexico. She should be able to get her kids back within 2 or 3 days.
Right, but
legalities or nothing.
But why if she can find shelter and get a house put on her property instead of losing her family-owned land, why should she have to move out of state if she's able? Like, if she's working on 10 days is not enough. I'm sorry after you've got your house, 10 days is not enough, especially when the government is not helping. They're not helping at all. Like, these are actually people like us that are going in there and helping these people. The Cajun Navy, Samaritan Purse, Baptist men. I mean, these are actually like hard workers, like coal miners going out there and helping them. West Virginia went out there and them boys went out there and they built the road back. I mean, these people are taking.
10 days is not enough.
No.
10 days is not enough time.
Well, the Amishes even went out there and built, and it's even more, it's durable than a shed. It's more durable than a shed. And the thing is they're even giving them problems, and they've built the heck out of these things. I mean, they got a 3-month contract out there, the Amish. They go Monday through Friday, and they go back to Pennsylvania on Friday to regroup and go deal with their land. But they are out there trying to build these communities, and it's the county or the city's government permits. They're not up to par. They're not renewable shelter. You can't do that. I mean, why now? There's a natural disaster that happened, and what if another storm comes through? And I mean, come on. Let these families be. That's their land. Stop trying to take their shit from them, Stop.
Yeah. I mean,
it pisses.
We all got to look back at this, because back when me, you, Danielle, Darren, Tiffany, all of us older people were growing up, we really didn't have much involvement with CPS other than that was a court, and it was a divorce matter, and they would talk to each one of us kids with their parents present.
Yes, Tammy.
But they were more into
right.
back then helping kids stay off the street and finding them things to do.
Right. Like that. Yeah. If they had more stuff for kids to do instead of just these devices and getting them involved in things more and more activities, I mean, I'm sure that these families wouldn't be having, because I've never heard of as much stuff as I have with CPS, even growing up. Like,
because they
never
didn't really get involved unless there was serious abuse going on.
Yeah, and that's with like if you're like beaten, if a child's getting beaten or you know other bad things. I mean, shoot, I was even told that you could spank your child in South Georgia as long as you don't leave a mark, and I'm like,
my parents were always told, spare the rod, spoil the child.
And it's back in when we were growing up, but this was when after I mean, I don't spank my kids, but that in South Georgia compared to North Georgia, I'm in North Georgia now, but South Georgia, that's the way CPS is down there, as long as you don't leave a mark. And I'm like, that could be taken in so many ways. Like, I don't, you know, but they put these, and like they put these kids, when they remove these kids, they put them with pedophiles. And they put them with felons, and I'm a felon, but I can't even have my kids. Like, what's up? Like, come on, people. I mean, I had a friend tell me the other day that she feels like felons and convicts have more of a chance of getting their kids back than someone that's never been in trouble. And you know what? I went back and researched this, and it is true. And it is true. And it is
a 12% chance. You have a 12% chance.
Yes, and that is not very. That's a bad number. That's very like, and I read about that. The reunification numbers are very low, and it's like that's kind of like a lot of them. If you're on probation, that's like that's a low. I mean, why aren't we working to get these numbers better? Like the reentry programs with these prisoners, like to make them get off. We can open up the mental health services for these offenders to make them not be reoffenders, you know, because maybe if they were struggling with drugs or being a relapsing or whatnot, but at least, I mean, and I've noticed that over the last 5 to 7 years that they've had more resources for these people for mental health. Well, why can't they do that in these areas where for parenting, like whatever, I mean, there's plenty that can be, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can advocate and have these if they would just provide. It was really based down to money. I mean, but yet these caseworkers or whoever with this federal funding can take it and do God knows what with it. I mean, I hear about them going on vacation and everything all the time. Like, what the?
It seems like every other week they're out of the office or they're on vacation.
Right.
Or they had an urgency come up. Yeah. Bullshit.
Yep. And then like right now, I'll tell you right now, the guardian ad litem that was over my son's case is now involved with my girls. Well, right there, that's that bias. Like he's biased already. Like he's he should have been on it the whole time with all three of my kids. Like, and not, they shouldn't have just removed the one. They should have had all three of them in my eyes. But you know, but that's how crazy it is. And with these anonymous people that call in on us and do whatever, why aren't we like Texas? Why aren't all these other states like Texas? Because these anonymous callers, they should go down for false allegations and falsifying it. Because that would be technically like a police report, providing the police with a false report.
Well, there is a law now, but there is a law within the last 12 months. It's a misdemeanor if you call and it's false.
Well, in Texas, you can actually, I don't think Georgia's like that yet, but in Texas, if you call, they have to tell the person that's being the accuser, I mean, that's being accused, like the parent or whoever, like say if somebody called in on me, I would know in Texas, they would have to tell me who called. Like they don't keep that anonymous out there anymore. I wish other states would pick up on that, because it would stop a lot of this crap of these kids. These cases, and then the caseworkers wouldn't be so overwhelmed. I mean, that's one of the biggest things is these callers and these anonymous people that want to start something just at a spite, just to be a dick.
That's right. Pardon
my French, just to be a butt. And
that's right.
Family, friends, and it could be your best friend for all you know. I mean, you just like that's what happened with mine was family, and it's been over a decade that everything's been fine, and then all of a sudden. my mom passes away, and here we go. Hello.
Yeah, I know one of my best friends told me, and you want to know how I know? Because he works for a school and is in the medical field in the school, so she is a mandated reporter.
And that's crazy. But yet, what gets me is they can still look at you in your face like nothing ever happened. But yet you're being judged now, and you're being a statistic now. I mean, my God, just because they want to spitefully and have bad intentions of just to sabotage your life. Like, what do you get off by that? What's the point? What is it? It's not only are you traumatizing that child, you're breaking up that family just because you're mad at someone for drinking your Coke out of the fridge. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Don't. It's petty stuff like that, and it's crazy.
It's not even in their guidelines to take it.
Right. They have to have people. It's got to be in imminent danger. I mean, when they investigate it, like, I don't get it.
Yeah, but people are calling CPS to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
People call the police to do exactly the same thing.
And that's like and you're right, because I'm on probation. And that's on the criminal side. And I've had people, I'm like, my own, like the same person that did this with DFCS out here, my aunt, they've called and lied to my probation officers just to get me locked up and me in trouble. And finally, probation said, no, we're not doing this. She's incompliant. She's doing fine. We're not listening to, because they caught on to the BS, People would just calls just out of spite, just to be a drama. That's all it is. And my thing is, but what if it backfires and one day these people go through it, maybe, and karma. I've always heard karma's and that's true, because I mean, if you're gonna lie on somebody, it's gonna catch up with you. Like, I'm sorry, that's just life. I mean, you can't do this, especially to children. It's not fair. Families that don't even do nothing wrong, that have not done nothing to get themselves in a pickle, but these now all of a sudden, I mean, I've heard way too many families that life was going on normal. So what if they have fast food working jobs or something that minimum wage? At least they have a roof over their head and they're providing for that family. Which now
that you said fast food, that also brings me back to what Herbert was saying. Well, this caseworker had 30-something people that she had to take care of, and she may have like some of the people in the family as well. But Herbert, you got to remember that in fast food, sometimes when you get a bus, okay, you're taking care of over 40 to 50 people and cooking for them people.
That's right. And you have for
this caseworker. I'm sorry.
The only difference with the fast food, Vinny, is that you make the food, you give them the food, they give you the money, they're gone. With caseworkers, they got to write up all kinds of paperwork.
You don't think we have to do paperwork in fast food? I hate that.
What about
No, Vinny, I understand your point, but I'm just trying to show you, you're doing paperwork, but not on every single piece of meat that you sell.
What about a counselor? Every single family. What about these counselors, like say a drug court counselor, like the program I was in? What about them?
Yeah,
they don't have
the counselors. They got to write a paperwork
but
too.
They're not overloaded. We don't ever hear about that. And I've been in the program.
I don't think.
And how about all these attorneys? All these attorneys out there, like my attorney Richard. Okay, I'm gonna throw him out there because you know what? That's a man that busts his ass for my case on CPS's side. And that man definitely deserves some dedication for him.
I believe with these caseworkers, they overload themselves.
He's got over 150 clients.
I believe
don't hear about these asinine caseworkers, because these asinine caseworkers don't mean shit to me.
And the thing is, they don't even go by their own policies and procedures. But if we try to call them out on it, oh boy, they'll threaten us, and but they can get away with it? No. But the thing is these parents are scared to step up. And at first, now I'll tell you, I've ran into a lot of this with parents. They're all about it at first, but then next thing you know, when the pressure is starting to come on and it starts pushing, they start breaking. That's when they start buckling and they start going. And it's all about
it's
and
about money.
the more money that they get, the more the pressure. The more pressure they're gonna apply. Because look at my son. I mean,
I understand what you're saying.
like
So
my
check this
son,
out,
they're
guys.
banking off of my son.
Check this out. Trump just said this a couple hours ago. Watch this.
Yeah, definitely play that.
I acknowledge what you were saying.
Potential new education policies. Here in Arizona with the Department of Education, they tell me they're not at that point yet, but make no mistake, some policy changes could be coming.
We owe our children great schools that lead to great jobs.
That's the goal for President-elect Donald Trump. As for the plan, one of his campaign proposals is to get rid of the U.S. Department of Education.
We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up, all those buildings all over the place, and you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the states.
Is that possible, and how would that be possible?
So it's certainly possible that the president and the Congress could dismantle the U.S. Department of Education.
But the Senate would likely need to eliminate the filibuster to make it happen. Kevin Wellner, the director of the National Education Policy Center, believes the department will stick around.
Scrapping the Department of Education would be messy and would surely result in damage to the effective administration of important programs for K-12 students and to those attending colleges and universities.
The Department of Ed controls a lot, everything from financial aid for college to Title I funding for lower-income K-12 schools. Wellner says some of the programs would have to be moved to other federal departments.
In and of itself, closing the Department of Education would not end the Title I program.
But changes are possible in how the federal government gives out those dollars. Other promises Trump campaigned on?
We will ensure our classrooms are focused not on political indoctrination, but on teaching the knowledge and skills needed to succeed.
His claims of widespread, quote, indoctrination lack specific evidence. As for the rest of his plan, Trump also supports school choice, which is prevalent in Arizona, as well as bringing back prayer to schools. We'll have to wait and see which campaign promises turn into concrete policies. In Phoenix, Eleni Dow, ABC 15, Arizona.
He's been
I
speaking
dare
on,
you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20
back in schools for a while now.
That's going to be interesting to see that each state, I guess the Washington will set a mandate that each state, the kids have to meet, but each state has to do it on their own. That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
Right?
But I mean,
because think about it. So one state can say, "Oh, algebra is not mandatory. You don't need algebra." Other states say you need algebra. So I mean, it's going to be interesting how they're going to work that.
Well, I mean, you would have to go by your elected classes like we did back when we went to school.
Right.
We got to pick and choose which elective classes we took.
Yep. We had so many credits we had to get in certain areas.
When I graduated,
who mandated that? Was it the state or was it the government? You see the difference? Like Trump is talking about.
It was the county.
The state, with the counties under the state.
Yeah.
So the state would mandate certain things. So every state would be different.
Well, when I graduated with 125 credits.
Yeah. I had a dual diploma when I graduated. I mean, it all depends.
But Vinny, when you graduated under the old regime. If Trump gets rid of the education department, it's going to be no, because it's the states are going to take over and decide what they want to do.
Yeah, I graduated in 2002.
That's when
Okay. So when you graduated in 2002, you were under what everybody's under now. But when Trump changes it, then it's going to be individualized to the states. That's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work.
That would be good, though.
But then it's going to be interesting because colleges will require a certain amount of credits to get into their college. So the states have to make sure that the students meet that criteria.
As they should. Do you realize how many lazy kids we have in colleges nowadays?
A lot.
Sure.
A lot.
And most of it, they're either funded by, the state money that's coming in, or the federal grant, or they're soaking off of mommy and daddy.
Did you know there's over 437,000 kids and youth in foster care across the United States? That is crazy. Just 437,000. Wow.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Tammy, to answer your question, her daughter did. Her daughter turned her in.
Stop scrolling if your smile is suffering. Have you experienced any dental issues since starting Suboxone?
We have to find these children. And that's it. We have to find these children. Where are the children?
A new report released yesterday is revealing major failures within the state's DFACS system. It found nearly 2,000 children have gone missing while in the state's care, and that DFACS failed to properly respond to threats to children's safety 84% of the time. 11 Alive's Latasha Gibbons joining us live now in studio. Latasha, listening to these numbers, I mean, this is really alarming.
They absolutely are, Jonathan. Senator Ossoff says the reason he called for this independent investigation is because of those allegations that were reported. But some of the advocates we talked to say they didn't expect those numbers to be so high, from the failure rate to the high number of missing children.
In February, I launched a bipartisan inquiry into allegations of abuse and neglect of foster children here in Georgia.
That inquiry came amid an 11 Alive investigation revealing the state of Georgia was using motels to house dozens of teens
and my
often
son,
for months at a time. And
my
these
son was
findings
involved in
are
that.
equally eye-opening. According to the report, DFACS data provided to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children shows between 2018 and 2022, 1,790 children in Georgia's care went missing. Also in the report, an audit DFACS conducted back in 2022 found a failure rate of 84%. Senator Ossoff pointed to one specific case that ended in tragedy, with the mother speaking at a hearing in D.C. this week.
She passed away, the kid.
Heartbreaking testimony from Rachel Aldridge, a Georgia mother whose 2-year-old daughter, Brooklyn, was murdered while in care.
He says in that case, a proper background check was not conducted, and the mother's concerns about her daughter's safety were ignored.
We have to find these children, and that's it. We have to find these children. Where are the children?
Former Georgia State Representative Erica Adeyemi grew up in the foster care system. She's the founder of Speak Out Loud, a nonprofit advocating for foster care children.
DFACS system has to be held accountable for this. This is not a piece of paperwork gone missing. These are children.
They don't document
Senator
things.
Ossoff says so far, investigators have interviewed more than 100 people and are still reviewing thousands of pages of records.
If it was your child, if it was your cousin, if it was your brother, you would be screaming from the rooftops.
I will continue relentlessly to investigate failures to protect the most vulnerable children in our state.
Yes, Tommy.
And we asked about
and
the
I've been in touch
of
with
the
him.
children, and we weren't given a clear answer other than it's in the early stages of the investigation. It's also unclear if DFACS reported each missing child to law enforcement and to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which is required by law. We'll keep you updated as the investigation continues.
And they have not. They have not. That's why they.
Thank you.
They opened up the Foster Care Transparency Act now since those findings, and now John Ossoff and a senator from Texas have the Foster Care Transparency Act going because they are failing to document the abuse and everything. I've even reported the things that have gone on with my son, and they say it's been satisfactorily reviewed and resolved. And then they
let the same shit after my daughter was supposedly fell down the stairs, or she tripped over something. She hit her head off the couch.
Right.
I don't believe that bullshit.
Yeah. But then when you see the visits with my son, which I haven't got to see him, I've talked to him on the phone, but I haven't. It's changed a lot. Like, they've been more aggressive with my kid, and it's not going to happen. Like my aunt, we're not doing this. I mean, if they don't call us back by tomorrow, we're going to Texas. I mean, it's just that simple. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm tired of waiting. Like, too much BS. And Thanksgiving's coming up, and I'll be darned if I'm spending another Thanksgiving by myself. I don't think so. Not happening.
So you're gonna go to Texas? Is that where your son is at?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
because I remember you took off to the Carolinas to pick up your son.
No.
Okay.
No, to go help.
Nope. He went out there to help.
Now, when I had to go to Florida, I had to go to Florida when my mom passed away, and I got my brother. That was in 2022. Yeah, when all this first started. Yeah, but no, I haven't been able to because I had to get permission from probation and stuff to be able to leave.
Right.
This
and
time.
your aunt was the one that called probation that you left.
Yes. And that was in 2022. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I just don't understand, like, somebody that's even on the stand in a courtroom, juvenile court, back over a decade ago, that swore to the courts that they would keep my kids safe, keep them out of the system, and before they even signed the guardianship paperwork, to now where she was able to throw my son like he's nothing. I don't get it. Like, why aren't they holding her accountable, these guardians accountable that aren't doing, and that's another thing too, the kinship. Why aren't they looking at these families? Why are they denying these grandparents this kinship? Because trust me, there are more families that are willing to take these kids that are their blood, their relatives, instead of throwing them in the foster care system, because in my case, they had a fiduciary duty to prevent foster care, and they did not do that. They did not exhaust all reasonable effort. They went by one person that said there was nobody willing or able, and that I abandoned my children. Never in my life would I ever abandon my kids. And I do, and my son, we have a big family, and they are more than willing to take my son. And it's always been this way. And for this family member to do this, it's crazy. And it's all because she don't want me to have no connection with my daughter.
What, Herbert?
No, I'm sorry. I was just asking Tammy if you have her phone number so I could call her after the show.
Right, Tammy. Yeah. See what happens when somebody listens to CPS, right?
To answer Debbie on the they say it happens in daycare and whatnot. This happened while she was at the foster care placement. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Does that look like she fell down to you?
My God.
It looks like a bad bruise.
That looks like a handprint bruise, like somebody's hand.
Someone.
Wow. My son had that.
Somebody grabbed her.
Yeah, that's
somebody's. Somebody grabbed her.
Yeah, but like
looks like somebody grabbed the child.
But leaving a bruise like that, my son is he had to be escorted, and he had a big hand-sized bruise on his upper arm on both sides, and they tried to say, and then they made him wear long sleeves. Oh, what's that? What's that? Oh my goodness. What are they saying happened there?
They said she fell and hit a couch.
I would love to show y'all one of the videos with my son where he's saying, leave him the hell alone on video, telling somebody that behind the tablet.
Look at my daughter's eyes in this picture.
Why does she look so pale? Like she's not eating right or something.
She looks like under her eyes look dark, very dark.
Yeah, they're black up under her eyes. Her eyes have those black marks up under them. Like she's either tired of something. Like she tired. What? They're stressing her out. What are they doing? Where's she at?
They're trying to force her to eat things that she doesn't want to eat.
So she probably. Yeah,
like,
but that
she might be allergic. She might be allergic to fish because I have
my son and had a bad reaction, and he's allergic, and they didn't call nobody or nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they do a lot of drive-bys. Yes, I can vouch for that.
They're supposed to stop by. They're supposed to make visits.
You know what I do? I wave at them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, but see, they're actually wrong because I learned they're supposed to stop by, ring the bell, say hello. So they do drive-bys to avoid stopping by the house.
But the thing is, that'd be like considered stalking, because what would they be if there's no reason for them to be in that area? Why are they? They don't have a court order that says they can do unannounced home visits. No.
No, from what I was learning is that they're supposed to visit the house once a month, and that's why they have like 40 or 50 cases. It's not possible. There's too many houses to go by.
A probation case, probation can do it just fine. Why can't they? They visit way more people, way more houses.
I don't have an answer for that. I'm still learning all this stuff. I don't have an answer for that.
I mean, and because that's what these caseworkers, that's why they don't step up and voice themselves. I mean, but they want all the recognition, or they want all the appreciation, like the clout, the attention, like the rewards. No, do your job right, and then maybe you'll get it. Because otherwise, until then, I don't know what to tell you. You're just gonna keep, and it's only gonna get worse. Like, they can keep trying, but trust me, it's gonna come to an end real soon. I promise.
Well, the end that's going to come is when they change the policies, procedures, and the system.
They're not even. If they would go by the ones that are there, like what I would call their Bible, like the Child Welfare Manual, what they are supposed to go by, I promise you, things would run a lot better.
No, all of that has to be altered. All of that has to be changed.
To a point. Because what I've read, even if they would go by the one, like in my state right now, if they would go by that one, there would be a lot of things different in a lot of people's cases, and this stuff would not be going on. I promise you. My son would have never been thrown into foster care if they would have did their. I mean, they didn't even exhaust reasonable efforts. They didn't even try. They just automatically took my son and threw him to the state, and said, "Here." And then they already had it made up to where he was without my consent that he was going to Texas. That judge told me to sit down and shut up. I'm like, what? Like,
well, I mean, your case is not far from mine, Daniel.
No, it's not. The Guardian.
From the time they showed up at my house, they had me tried, convicted, and guilty.
Yes.
In their
house. And that's where
the moment they stepped foot on that fucking door, and I told them, "You cannot enter where I'm living. Please leave."
Mm-hmm. And then they keep. And I did find out that if your caseworker or lawyer or anybody that's involved in the case, guardian ad litem, is talking to the judge ex parte without you there, if your child is a minor, that is against your due process rights. That is against your rights, and they are not supposed to do that ex parte. And I guarantee you, in a lot of these people's cases, that is going on, because I can almost assure you that is what is going on.
I'm definitely sure it's going on.
Well, I mean, and
the criminal case.
And in the civil or criminal, but mainly in your CPS case, if they're talking to that judge without you present, point blank, ex parte, that is against your due process rights. I can promise you that. I even confirmed that today, because I wanted to make sure before I told anybody that the credible resource, like I heard it right there, and I even looked it up and even asked about it myself. So, I mean, they are, and I think that's what they're doing a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's what I caught, like, it took me a minute, but that's what they do a lot of on that. I mean, what's crazy is, like, the county I'm dealing with, they're trying to put it off as, like, they put this over here in this county where I live, but then this is when it's all supposed to be in that one county. But then again, I thought it was supposed to be in the county where the child is too. Well, my son's in Texas, so who's real, and he's an adult, so who's having say over him? Because right now it's like he's just being housed somewhere, and they're banking off of him, but yet they just make sure he's got the bare necessities like food, hygiene, and that's just a place for him to be kept, like, trapped when he's wanting to come home, and he's clearly stated that to these people. And so if he's an adult and he's got even an adult in the state of Georgia, even if they are incompetent or incapacitated, it's all voluntary especially after the age of 19. So what the heck is the holdup with my son? I know. And then they keep, I mean, they're running out of time. Like, they're running out of doors, you know what I'm saying? Because they keep giving us the runaround, and trust me, it's coming to an end, because they're starting to stress, you can tell. I mean, why the guardian ad litem, I hit him up today, and he told me that yes, this was the correct number, but he's in court all day. I said, that's the same thing he says every week to my aunt. You're not in court that much, buddy. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Stop the games, sweetheart. It's not gonna work. Because where he's not realizing is my son, he's over my daughters now, which CPS has never been involved, never no guardian ad litem, but yet they should have opened up a case on all three with all three of the kids, not just my son. And then now my girls, no. And the whole reason why this is happening with my girls was because the guardians did not keep up with their terms of their responsibilities. They have not kept the courts up to date in over 4 years with an annual status report every year. They're supposed to and I called them out on it. I mean, I'm sorry, if they're going to try to get me, I mean, it's only fair. That's my children. They're supposed to be looking out for their best interest. Well, why ain't this being addressed? But yet you're coming after me for some stuff that's not true. But yet, I mean, that's a guardianship order is, I mean, it's signed by both of us, and it's a legal, it's there, you know, it's a legal document. So why can't they be? I mean, that's a contempt. I mean, they violated it. Why aren't they being held accountable? Why? I mean, it's crazy.
Herbert, Tammy put something down there. She said, give me your email address and I'll go run to the library and email you my phone number.
There you go.
Yeah, I gave her my email address.
Well, look at you on that work.
All right.
Do you guys have Tammy's phone number you can give me after the show?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And sorry to hear that you had a stroke, Tammy. That's pretty shitty. My sister has them all the time, so I know how you feel.
Does she have your? Oh, she don't have your email. I mean, did you trying to get her phone number?
Yeah, if you could, you can't give it to me now, but
I'm not afraid to put my phone number in the chat. If she wants to text, and if she has a way to do it, I can send it to you.
You have her phone number? You have Tammy's phone number?
No, but I can say I can get.
She asked me a question, and I wanted to call her and give her answers.
They try to, but in my case, they do unannounced home visits, but they're supposed to have a court order for that. It's supposed to be in the court order. Because I had just dealt with that, and they tried to do that, and I told the lady to get off my property. That I did not, that they're trying to tell me that I did have a court order for unannounced home visits, and I'm still waiting on that, and it's been over 1.5 years. Like, I still have not.
She wants you to drop her email into the chat so we can email you her number.
Yes.
How do I drop it into the? I can't drop it into the chat. I did. If you look, Jimmy, you notice I did.
You probably put it. You dropped it in the other chat.
I got it.
I don't know how to drop it in this chat.
Email.
Here,
I'm gonna drop it in here for you.
Did you do it?
Yeah,
You're
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got it. There we go.
Yeah, because I can't do that.
Okay. I didn't even know that was there, the private one.
That's Herbert's email right there, Tammy.
Yeah, tell her send me an email with the phone number, and I'll call her after the show.
But we're about at that time.
Told her, Herbert.
Say what, Darren?
You just told her.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot.
Herbert's a mess.
We about at that time, Darren?
What's that?
Yeah, about at that time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Herbert, last word?
Yes, try to stay off the radar of CPS. Don't become a target, because once they're on you, they're like bees. They're not going to get off. They're going to stay with you forever.
Yep.
Danielle.
And I can back Herbert up on that. Once you're in the system, you'll always be in the system. And so just document everything and keep fighting. Don't give up on your kids or even our nation's kids, because these kids don't deserve this. These families don't deserve this. So it'll all come to an end. We just got to keep fighting. Don't give up.
All right. My last words are going to be a couple things. One, happy birthday to Darren's brother. Hope you're having a great birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Darren's brother.
Thank you for serving. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the man, and that comes out of that. He is.
Oh wow.
And second and thirdly, be warned, CPS, because us parents are coming for you. We are coming to take our kids back.
Yep.
And we're not only backed by the President of the United States, we're going to have a slew of things coming at you. And when you do get them, you will be definitely defunded by the time we're all done.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this. If it looks like a snake, smells like a snake, talks like a snake, it's a snake. Man.
Yep, that's right.
Function, and we're out of here.
Bye, everybody.
Night.
Right,
bye, everybody.
I thought he was going to say, if it looks like a snake, it's probably CPS.
Herbert. Next time we'll do that.
I had a date with the devil. Then I changed the schedule. Earned several medals by slanging that heavy metal. Turquoise and a feather. Speaking to the spirits, baby, tell me you can hear it. I die for what I hold dearest. Hope it never has to come to that. Promise I'm never gonna run from that. Step my ground like a man, draw the line in the sand. Yeah, family over everything, regardless how it land. I'll be damned if my soul damned. And me and karma gotta hold hands. I'll go to war any minute, I'll be fighting for my children, so the enemy got no chance. I'm a warrior for what's right, even though I did some wrong things. I wanted to get on for my offspring, tried to do it big so my kids could enjoy all of the small things. They say the good die young, I'm still breathing. I'm the son of the righteous, but my father was a heathen. When I go with him, I'm leaving a story worth reading, or a bunch of tales that probably drive my children off the deep end. Said the good die young, I'm still breathing. I may have ran with some demons, but I never been a heathen. I believed all along, writing my wrongs in my songs. I put family over everything till everything was gone. Yeah, I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts. I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts. I had a talk with the angels, told me I'm in danger. Look at my reflection, see the image of a stranger. Been a long ride, what will I do with the remainder? Good die young, so my species are endangered. In the jungle with my guns out. Been through the storm, but the sun's out. I see the clouds coming, I'm not running from the flood, cause this time the enemy is gonna get flushed out. I'm on the pirate ship with all my gold. It can sink, the story still be told. This is the tale of the hopeless, I'm the poet of the broken, never true words spoken from the soul.
You good, bro? Yeah. You look like you just buried a body. You can say that.
They say the good die young, I'm still breathing. I'm the son of the righteous, but my father was a heathen. When I go with him, I'm leaving a story worth reading, or a bunch of tales that probably drive my children off the deep end. Said it could die young, I'm still breathing. I may have ran with some demons, but I never been a heathen. I believed all along, writing my wrongs in my songs. I put family over everything till everything was gone. Yeah, I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts. I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts.